Hello guys, welcome back to the video. So in previous videos, we have discussed many times the advantages of Singapore. What are the reasons behind that many thousands of students are choosing Singapore for their study and their professional careers for study visas. But as we all know, every coin has two faces. Many thousands of students are coming regularly, but many students within some months returning back to their home countries as well. So what are the reasons behind students are not able to further continuing with Singapore and they are going back? So what are the major reasons behind? Many students asked me on Instagram, shall we come to Singapore or not? Or what can be the major challenges that we may face after coming to Singapore? So in this video, you will get the answers for these questions as well. So kindly watch full video to get all these details. So today let's discuss about all the challenges of students that they are facing in Singapore and all the challenges that are making the students to return back to the home country. Hello guys, this is your friend Prashant from Singapore. कैसे हैं आप सभी? I hope सभी बढ़िया होंगे. Me too well here. Also before starting the video, let me remind you, if you are new on this channel, kindly like, share, subscribe, and you can comment what you want to know more about Singapore. I can try to help you out with that. Reason number one, no OJT. So as you know, the students that comes to Singapore for pursuing diploma courses, the diploma courses is like 6 months of study and 6 months of OJT, which is on-job training, which is majorly known as internship in India. So what happens is a student first comes to Singapore and he starts with his 6 months of studies. He continues to the college, every day takes the classes of 3 hours, and like that, he completes all the 6 modules. This is of 6 months. Once you are completed with the course, now you are supposed to attach with any of the company which is in streamline with your course. So once you have successfully passed your course, now you are supposed to start your internship, your OJT. But what happens majorly with the student that comes to Singapore through some agencies or consultancies, the student may not be able to get an OJT, means a placement. Why? Now, the reason behind why sometimes some students are not able to get the OJT because the college are not capable of providing the OJT to the students. Because first of all, the college that you are entering should be ICS certified. If your college is not ICS certified, you will not get an OJT for sure. And if you do not get the OJT, you have to return back to India. Because the first visa, the study visa that you get by the agent, by the agency that you applied is only for 6 months, which is for study visa. For this time period, you will get an student pass for 6 months, which is only valid for 6 months. And now after completing the course, you are supposed to get a work permit, which is again for 6 months, which is for your OJT. And if you're not getting the OJT, you will not be getting the 6 months work permit visa for yourself. And if you do not have any visa, you will not be able to stay back in the country anymore and you have to return back. And this is one of the major reasons behind why students have to leave the country, the Singapore, early. So for eliminating this thing, you need to make sure that the college that you are getting admission into should be ICS certified. Now let me tell you a quick fact about this. In 98% of the agencies that they are sitting in India and dealing for Singapore study visas, majorly they are dealing with non-ICS certified colleges. Why? The reason behind, the colleges that are not ICA certified, these colleges only need marketing agents to run their business, to run their college, because no student will be reaching out to these kind of colleges which are not ICA certified. So now when student reaches to these kinds of agencies, the agencies try to put these students to get admitted into these kinds of colleges which are not ICA certified for their own benefit, because these colleges will be cheaper in price and the agent will take a lot of money from you in the name of fees, but actually the fees is very less and he will save his commission more and he will be benefited by that, and also he is going to get a good amount of commission from college itself. So that's why these kinds of agencies put you in the kind of colleges which are cheaper in price, and the disadvantage for you will be you will not be able to get OJT after completion of your course for 6 months. OJT is very important, because if you will not do the OJT, your diploma will not be counted as complete and you will not get your certificate. So if you have invested this much amount for the fees of Singapore and just returning back within 6 months, you will not be getting the certificate. You will not be able to get the work experience in Singapore, because in OJT you will be going to get a good salary for 6 months and you can save a good lot of amount as well. So if you are not able to get the OJT, you are in very, very big loss. So this is the major reason, and this thing you need to make sure. If you are not getting OJT, your time, your money, your energy, everything will be wasted. Why students leave Singapore early? Point number 2, unable to handle the work-life balance. So we the Indian students, we are practiced of being in a very comfortable life. We have never worked for ourselves. We have never did our own work. And we are very much practiced of our moms and our maids, back in India. But once you travel to international, it can be Singapore, it can be any other country, UK, Russia, Canada, whichever. But once you travel to these countries, you have to do your own work yourself. Many of the Indian students, as they are in their comfort zones, so they get a shock of this, and they feel like where they have been come, because all the international students experience this for the first time in their life. So they are not able to manage this feeling and how to deal with this. So many of the students get shocked by this and they feel like they will not be able to handle this anymore, and they like to go back. This majorly happens with the young age of students which are like just recently past 12th and they are just coming to international for their further studies. So this majorly happens with these students, with these younger students, because they misses their family, they misses their comfortable life, they misses all the luxury that they used to get back in their hometowns, because in here there's no one to handle you, to help you out with all your stuff. So you need to do all your stuff by yourself, and many of the students, they are not able to do this, they are not able to manage this, and they just go back. So this is known as homesickness, and many of the students take it very lightly that maybe I'm not gonna feel this. But once you arrive here, you need to deal with this homesickness, and you should be practiced of doing everything of yours, everything by yourself. It's very, very important. Why student leave Singapore early? Point number 3, high living cost and unable to do part-time jobs. So in here about Singapore and all other countries as well, like UK, Canada, Australia, Singapore is also one of the expensive country. Singapore is really very expensive in your day-to-day life. Now, when you come here, you do your studies, you have to at least live here for 1 year, because your course is of 1 year, of course, and you need to deal with your living expenses over here. For example, your room rent, for example, your food expenses, your traveling expenses, and many more. So you need to deal with all these kinds of cost that you need to spend here in Singapore while doing your diploma course. Now, as you know, we Indians, of our currency value, the Singapore price is really very expensive, and it's not possible for any student, and mostly with most of the students, it's not possible to bring their monthly expenses from their home country, from their parents, because it's really very expensive. Most of the students, I will say 100% of the students over here do the part-time job for getting their living expenses. But You know that in Singapore, doing part-time job for diploma students, it's not legal, it's not allowed. But then though all the diploma students do the part-time jobs over here to manage their living expenses. So now you can imagine that anything which is not legal, which is not supposed to do, will be not easy. So all the jobs that the students do illegally will not be a computer job, right? It's not going to be a very easy job. It's not going to be a desktop job because it's not legal. So what do you have to do? You have to work in a restaurant, you have to wash dishes, you have to do cleaning, you have to work in cleaning services, you have to do catering, you have to do serving, you have to do parcel delivery. Now all these kinds of jobs will use your physical strength, right? You have to do manually everything. Now many of the students that comes from India are not practiced of doing this, and they ended with, I will not be able to do this anymore. So because they are not able to do all this, because they are not able to do the physical work like this, they say that I'm not able to deal with the expenses that I have to do in this country. So they decide to go back. So whenever you're deciding to come to Singapore, you have to make sure if you're coming as a diploma student that you should be okay to do the part-time jobs like this. You should not be choosy. It comes about the part-time jobs. Why student leave Singapore early? Reason number 4, no time management practice. Now we, the Indian students, we are definitely not practiced of time management. But let me tell you, all these countries, the European side or Singapore, or Australia, Canada, UK, America, any countries, people over here are really the time management people. Because in here, you know, you have to do all your work of yours by yourself. You also have to go classes, you also have to attend your college, you also have to do your part-time work. So for all this, you have to be keen about your time management. You have to wake up early in the morning, you have to cook your own breakfast, then you have to go to college, then from college you have to go to your part-time work to earn some money for the monthly expenses. Now after returning back from work, you need to wash your clothes, so you need to prepare again for another day, you need to cook your dinner now. So I mean to say that you have to be very particular about your time and your time management. You need to prepare everything by yourself, and many of our Indian students are not at all practiced of doing this, and they get frustrated and they are unable to do part-time job, they are unable to attend the classes. And in here Singapore, let me tell you, if you are not unable to complete your 90% of attendance, you can be in trouble and you can be deported back to your home country. So this is also one of the major reasons why Indian students leave Singapore before completion of their course.